Bombardier and Gas, the top contenders in national off-road racing. And Daryl Curtis, always full of beans before the race. Or should that be pineapples?
Let's just make sure I don't need any tree stuff.
Yeah, I think so too, because your foot might get enough.
Yeah, I know. I tell you what, it's bloody sore and use that too. Daryl, second off the grid today. How do you see yourself going?
Well, it's going to be a difficult day today. We're doing 2 long laps. I think the fittest guy at the end of the day is going to come through. Alfie's starting about 40 seconds in front of me, and then I've got the madman Clayton behind me about 4 seconds. And I know he's just going to try and catch me as soon as he can, so the race is on.
I think today will be quite interesting. Like as you speak, it's raining a bit, so I think they'll make it quite interesting. But I think we're in Natal, so it's a bit on the Natal side, but I think the guys are going to be there, so it's going to be a hard day. Me and Alfie, Daryl, Lance Tuvi's here, he knows what's happening here, so I think it's going to make it a real interesting day.
Alfie, first in time trial, how do you see yourself today?
Well, it's always an advantage to win the time trial and go into the next day starting in front, because it's the middle of winter, it's very dry and dusty, and to use the dust to my advantage, just like the desert race. Clayton was also in the lead there, and the dust was incredible. And I think, yesterday I saw there was a lot of dust. So I'm happy to be starting in front, and hopefully I can set the pace and have no problems today, and just try and have a safe race all the way to the end.
And the quad class, as always, hotly contested between Yamaha and Bombardier.
I'm pretty excited about the move. I think things are going to be better. Our pits, our support is going to be great, and I'm really looking forward to the new bike. Racing today, riding a different bike. It's going to take a few Ks to get used to, but I think for Gas and everyone else, I'm going to try my best, and I hope everything goes well.
Cornell, winner of the desert, off 6th today. How do you see it going?
Well, this is completely different to the desert. We didn't have all that a good time trial, so we've got some work to do today, but I'm looking forward to it, and we'll take it one step at a time.
Down on the start line, the riders ready themselves for the big Queen Pineapple off-road race. The series has been hotting up of late, and Clayton Enston has been on a roll. Ivor van Kraan, Two Wheels cameraman, is up in the helicopter. And always time for a quick relief before the race. It's going to be a long, dusty day out there. They're starting off on the airstrip, and first man away, Alfie Cox, on the big 4-stroke KTM. First in yesterday's time trial, and immediately 160 k's per hour. Wildman Daryl Curtis on the gas gets away some 40 seconds behind. And just 4 seconds behind him, Clayton Enston gets away on the Hluhluwe Yamaha. The riders are starting as they finished yesterday's time trial. This is Lance Hluhluwe, local man on the new Hluhluwe, and right next to him, Andrew Ogden on a 200cc KTM. They fly along down that landing strip up north and then down south. The first of the quads gets away. That's Brendan Bardenhorst on the Yamaha Banshee. Next away, it's Jeffrey Wallater on bike number 6. Along the airfield and down the other side, and that's number 254, Brendan Else on the Ramco Racing KTM, followed by Adrian Vanner on a gas. Jeffrey Wallater holds off a Grand Wheel on bike number 15, and in amongst the bikes, it's Brendan Bardenhorst on that flying Yamaha Banshee. Along comes Leon Pretorius from Kuppel on a Yamaha, followed by one of the Hluhluwe Yamaha riders. 125s, 200s, 250s, and open bikes mixed up with the quads. They're all flying along through the pineapple field of Hluhluwe. Out front, Alfie Cox has already been caught. It looks like Daryl Curtis is on his tail. Does Alfie have a problem? The word from the pit area is that his handlebars have come loose. Paul Komsa flies along in second place in the quad class. But out front, it's all Brendan Bardenhorst on that Yamaha Banshee, waving to one of the broken-down riders. The Bombardier is well in attendance. That looks like Jacques Struvig on that big Bombardier. Out front, Clayton Enston has hit the lead. Alfie's handlebars have come loose. Clayton Enston, taking advantage of that situation, has flown to the front of the field on the 250cc Hluhluwe Yamaha. Alfie's having to take it easy as they come down through this pass and up the other side. Stylish as ever on the 4-stroke KTM. Great sound emitted from that bike. Another 4-stroke comes through the forest. That is Graham McLaughlin. Switched over to KTM now with the Millimore Racing team. Good run from Graham now that he's on a 4-stroke motorcycle. Obviously enjoys the pineapple fields around Hluhluwe area. And that's Elmer Simons on a 250 KTM flying along. Daryl Curtis has slipped down the field on the gas. Does he have a problem? It looks like he's flying along at the moment, though. Perhaps he got lost a little bit earlier in those pineapple fields. And Brian Bonter-Koenig in the 200cc class with his gas has got his hands full. Barry Creel, they touch handlebars. Creel gets past him as they head off down that dirt road. Clayton Ensters shows us why he's leading the South African Championship. Alfie Cox goes through a checkpoint on the big KTM and heads off back towards the Pineapple Fields. And that's Elmer Simons. Great start from him on the 250cc KTM. And Daryl Curtis on the gas gets on the gas, puts it on the back wheel, leaping away from our helicopter, doing over 170 k's per hour through the fields. Barry Creel leads the 200 class on bike number 3. And this is Rian van Niekerk further down the field than he would like to be on bike number 252. Andrew Ogden, second in the 200cc class, having a good run of late. He did well in the desert race just 2 weeks ago. Whoa, great start from Jeffrey Wallet on that KTM. He gets it in the air and sideways in the 200s. And this is Lance Trethewey, local man on the Hluhluwe, enjoying life on the big 4-stroke. The Hluhluwe comes standard with electric start, which does make life easier should you stall or fall over. Now here's a man who doesn't stall or fall over. In fact, he's into the fuel stop. That's Alfie Cox on the big KTM. Now they have to tighten those handlebars. Daryl Curtis just ahead of him gets away on the big gas. And that looks like a Rian van Niekerk on bike number 252. And into the pit stop area comes Lance Trethewey. Away goes van Niekerk after a quick pit stop and a refuel. Number 262, that is Brendan Crooks on the Millimore KTM. And Brandon Else flies in for his refuel stop on bike number 254. Brendan Badenhorst, the leader of the quad class, showing us why he is the champion in this class. And along comes Jacques Strubig on the Bombardier. The big 4-stroke has closed up a lot of ground on the leader, Brendan Badenhorst, and we can see why this is a powerful machine. And that's Paul Komsa on a Yamaha Banshee. Take a listen to that twin-cylinder Yamaha as he flies through that gate. Hilton Hayward on the Shimwell's Yamaha. He would hope to be higher up the field than that. That's Gerald Bass on KTM number 98, heading down towards that refuel area. Ashley Richards gets his bike fired up and heads back out into those Pineapple Fields. Brian Bonter-Koenig has obviously crashed and broken that crash helmet. Not happy about the situation on that 200 gas. Johan Steenkamp refuels the big Bombardier. Can't see where he's going. He's got dust in his eyes. Louis Bossoff heads off on the Sally's Yamaha Banshee quad. Time for some Red Bull. And through those Pineapple Fields goes Vickers Buerta, riding in the clubman's class. The largest pineapple growing area in the world, and the most productive, I'm told. Take a look at Clayton Enstern as he flies along through those pineapples. 40-second lead now over Alfie Cox. Alfie has tightened those handlebars and is charging. Flat out, 170 k's an hour. Then he brakes hard for that corner, throws it left and back on the power. Alfie Cox, the king of the desert. Enslin through the river crossing, up and away. Alfie Cox, a little bit slower through this section. We can see why Clayton is pulling away. Graham McLaughlin comes through on the big 4-stroke KTM. He's used to riding a CR 500 Honda. Big change for him. Elmer Simons showing us why he's one of the top contenders in the 250 class. Daryl Curtis, the wild man on the gas. And this is Shimwell's Yamaha rider, Gray Dick. Big 4-stroke doing well on this open course. And that's Barry Creel leading the 200cc class on that KTM. Nice line from him. He's got his goggles off though. Ooh, I hope he doesn't get too much dust in the eyes. Rian van Niekerk flies through on the gas. And a greeting from Andrew Ogden. Second in those 200s. And that's Jeffrey Wallet chasing hard after Ogden. We're down towards the finishing area and he's got to close up on him. Ooh, Brandon Else hard on the back brake through that river section. Great camera shots from our cameraman Andrew Mulligan, and that's Lance Trethewey, the local man with local knowledge. He knows where he's going. Brendan Badenhorst then leading the quad class, and yet he takes out our camera crew. And Paul Komsa comes flying through on that Banshee Yamaha. Expansion chambers down at the finishing area. They are waiting for the leaders. And that's Cornell de Villiers doing well in the quad class, chasing hard after Badenhorst. Carl Wickman lying third in that class, right down towards the finishing area, showing us why the Yamaha Raptors are so fast. The finish of the Hluhluwe Queen Pineapple Off-Road race. Clayton Enslin comes flying in. Congratulations from his crew. And second place to Alfie Cox on KTM bike number 500.
The marking was good, made this race was really awesome, but Alfie was pushing the rest of the day, but it was just really good. Had the helicopters out there today, pit crews, spectators could follow the whole race, so it made it really interesting. It was fun, really good.